Hey, what's happening? It's Jeff Pish, out from behind the kit on the pad today. Today, we're going to talk about warming up. It's a hugely important thing, in my opinion, and I think it's something we should all do before we get behind the kit or get into a chop session, anything like that. It's good to get the hands loose, prevents injury, and just gets us kind of in the mindset. It's. I feel like warming up is for the hands and for the head. So let's get right to it. So I talk about warming up, and I structure my warm up in basically 4 parts. So I think about it as single strokes, then I'm gonna do double strokes, combo strokes, and then improvisation. Those 4 things are always gonna be part of my warm up, whether I'm at a gig, getting ready for a session, or just practicing at home. So after I've work it out, stretch everything, make sure everybody's warm, I'm going to start with single strokes. And it doesn't, again, we're not playing fast. We're just trying to loosen up the muscles and get things moving. So I'll isolate each hand. And again, right now I'm not using a metronome. On a live gig, I don't have a metronome that behind my kit that I'm going to use. I just get the pad out. And it's just about getting the muscles loose. I go to the left, I play traditional grip, so it's a different feel there. Whatever grip you're using, you have to find your technique. I'm not going to talk about detailing all of that, but you do what you do and make it feel correct. And I'll just kind of start going back and forth. No real pattern yet. Once in a while, maybe I'll fall into something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not fast. It's not taxing. Just trying to start to loosen up those big muscle groups. I don't even know if I was counting. 4 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we've isolated each hand. Now I'll go into hand to hand. So again, we're still in part 1, single stroke. So again, not fast, just getting loose, just opening up the muscles and just starting to get comfortable, get that feel back in our hands. Myself, I have a day job. So if I have a gig at night after I've been working all day, I need to reacquaint myself with my hands and my sticks. It's always a good feeling. It's a nice transition piece out of day job things into, either a session behind the kit or into a live gig. I love just getting the pad out and just starting to get loose again and feel those sticks. All right, and then I'll just keep going with that until I feel like I'm starting to get warm. Things are starting to warm up in the bigger muscle groups. Again, that's why I'm playing up and open. All right, so that's section 1, single strokes. Next, I'll get into double strokes. So again, I'll isolate. So here's just the right hand, just playing some double beats comfortably. I'm not trying to play super fast. It's not necessary at this point in the warm up at all. Same on the left hand, just isolate. Just getting loose, getting comfortable, opening up the muscles and opening up the beats and getting that rebound feel. I'll put them together. Nice and comfortable. Open, 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 open. And then I'll do the combo just like we did. So we had isolated right hand, isolated left-handed single strokes. Then we put them together. Now we isolated double strokes on the right hand and the left hand, and now we'll put them together. So basically playing an open roll. But again, I'm not pushing the tempo. It's just to move the hands. When we warm up, especially at a live gig and there's people milling around, this isn't show off time. This isn't, there's no need for that. If you're just sitting behind, if I see a drummer sitting behind a kit on their pad trying to play as fast as they can right away, I wonder why. I don't understand. You got to get the muscles loose. You want to build that quality of sound, and that's going to happen by playing slowly and loosening up the muscles properly. So that's why I don't worry about playing fast. when I'm warming up right away anyway. We do want to play. We'll get to that. All right, so we'll play some double beats like that for a while. Again, nice and loose. Put the sticks down, shake them out. Again, keeping that blood flow happening, everything relaxed and moving. Part 3. So we've done single strokes, we've done double strokes, and now I'll go into combo strokes. So what do I mean by combo strokes? So now we're talking about, if we want to put names on things, paradiddles, paradiddle-diddles, double paradiddles, triple paradiddles, paradiddle-diddle-diddles, all the diddles and the paras and the diddles. So you'll have all these combinations here. Now, when I get to this stage in my warm-up, I'm now starting to progress towards the improvisational parts. So I don't have necessarily a set pattern that I use when I go to the combo strokes. I'll typically just start with paradiddles. Again, nice and relaxed, not overly fast. Putting the accents there, just making it comfortable, starting to get a vibe. We're building, if we have a downbeat on a live gig coming soon, we want to start to build our own personal vibe. And that's where now we're starting to kick in there, because this gives it a little bit of feel. If you want to come up with your own comfortable pattern to run through, great, do it. There's tons of exercises out there that are short and can be great, single, combo exercises that you can just kind of shape into your own thing that you always warm up with. I like to go a little more improvisational, and again, now we're starting to open up the mind and build the vibe. All right, so there's part 3, combos. So we got singles, doubles, combos. And now my favorite part of the warm-up, now we're getting close to gig time. Now it's all improvisation. So the idea of going to just straight improvisation on the pad is to get my head set up and ready to go. The brains, you got to get the brains ready as well. It takes warm-up to get the mind set and comfortable and into that improvisational mindset. So again, I start simple. I don't play overly fast to start, and you kind of see what happens and see how the brain's functioning and hope for the best. So I'll just get into, I'll start adding flams. And I'll start to build some tempo stuff up. Start to play a little bit faster. Now we want to get into some of these smaller muscle groups while we're improvising. Again, it's not overly fast. I'm not trying to push. This isn't a chop session. This is just trying to get comfortable and open up all those muscles. And there it is. And that's my warm up. That's what I do, before every gig, before practice sessions, before I get into a chop session. This is my method. 4 parts. And it's structured. And I don't even have to think about it when I start my warm up. I know I'm starting with single strokes. It's just natural. Then I go to double strokes. And sometimes I don't even necessarily stop in between the parts. I'll just kind of go at ease. I'll have a conversation with someone. If someone is on the bandstand talking, or someone comes over to say, hey, I'll keep them moving. Again, that's why it's relaxed, it's open, it's just to get loose. It's not to show off. It's not to try playing your super fast paradiddle licks. It's just to get loose and get your head ready and in place for your gig. So I hope it's helpful. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you do for a warm up. Everybody kind of does something different. Certainly this isn't the end all be all. Nothing I ever say is this is the way. I mean, it's my way. And if it's helpful to you, I hope, then that's great. And let me know. Or if you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. If you hate the way I warm up, you can tell me that too. It's all good. I'm open for discussion, and we can check it out. So there it is. Please do like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things that I'm supposed to tell you to do. Check out some other videos. I got tons of stuff on here, some lesson things, some live footage, some drum covers, wide variety of styles, jazz, funk, rock, all of the things. And I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a fantastic day.